this team instead of 5v5 as well did not seem to be very promising without the Omicron. And just a gentle reminder, you know, in case of this top text not being enough for you, you also have a lot of like a savior mechanic, and then we also have basically like a Darth Vader lead, and then the Oppo cheese as well. Now, I did get confused in the live stream. This is a nesting doll, but it's not as powerful of a nesting doll as like Oppo and Lord Vader. I originally thought that CX-2 can't be defeated, but I soon found out that he can very well be defeated even without the Omicron, even with the Omicron. It's just the small little minute detail that he has sort of like a Mon Mothma, a Luthen Rail viability where he cannot be targeted. Which is nice because this guy, as well as Nightfall Trooper, which I think a lot of people have been missing out on, give him stealth. They feed him stealth like crazy, so he is very rarely the object of focus fire. And we'll get to more in a little bit, but let's just say when you look at the mastery stats, when you see deflection chance and dodge chance crippled with constant stealth and health recovery, at gear 11, it's surprisingly hard to kill this guy. Troopers, you could vouch for me. This guy survived multiple SLKR AoEs, Ray ultimates. What else?
Yeah, and there were a lot of times where I was like, oh no, Kenobi's hitting the high ground. They're going all in on CX-2. Over time, if you can stack up that mastery, he is dodging like crazy. And I was saying originally he's like JTR 2.0, but Yoder came up with a very valid point of calling him Ezra Bridger Exile 2.0.
Yes.
And I really, after I thought about it, I really started to see that with him. And I see that, like, he may not be the biggest damage dealer and stuff like that, but his support and what he's doing for the team is crucial. All that bonus protection, the survivability. I was against these GLs with 2 stars. He survived, and you had max banners, which is something that I think is underappreciated because Lord Vader will win, yeah, in a lot of battles, but his team's crippling and it just leads to Lord Vader ramping up. But with the survivability, I think I'm going to say this. I think Lord Vader is going to become more of an offensive tool opposed to a defensive tool, which I know a lot of people in Kyber are not really wanting. They want more defensive stuff, change up the meta, what we see on defense. But I think this is going to be a very nice tool for offense, especially with that 3v3 Omicron that we are going to have with CX-2.
Yes.
Go on. What we think the ideal mods will be is crit chance in offense with high speed secondaries, of course. But we took more of a survivability approach, as you guys saw when Yoder pulled up the stats, is we focused on protection. And that is because of course, Lord Vader's lead. We all know what it does. But his survivability is what made it so that he could keep those passive abilities moving along so that his team's surviving as Lord Vader ramps up. And it makes it so much harder for them to blitz out that Lord Vader.
And this is not even to mention what the actual like capabilities of this guy is. This ability is huge. Being it on a cooldown of 3, it's very nice, as well as inflicting vulnerable, as well as disarm, which can't be evaded. So even if they evade the damage from this ability, they can still get inflicted with disarm, and that just basically nukes anyone's offense. If you put disarm on a Rey before she hits ultimate, she's pretty much not going to kill CX-2, no matter how many times he's getting knocked down over and over again by an SLKR AoE or ultimate. This guy's surprisingly resilient as long as you get that bonus protection from also this ability, or, you know, whenever someone's dispelling damage over time. So I'm glad that with each clone trooper we get, we have more and more synergy with damage over time, finally having a unique identity to this team. So.
Yeah, I think that's very nice to see the pieces come together. Again, we don't have all the pieces right now, but I will say this is definitely going to be beneficial in that Nightfall era battle. The survivability of Lord Vader constantly getting deleted by Kelleran back in Tier 4, which no one was able to beat, even with the Relic 9 Oppo. I predict that you should be able to beat Tier 4 of the era battle with this character, because he's just going to make it so that you have so much more survivability in the aspect of protecting Lord Vader, making sure he gets through that Keller and Beck wave. And when you get through, that bonus protection is going to help you survive that big final push by Jocasta Nu. Yes, you're going to still need to strategize. Yes, you're going to have to do a lot. And I will say something that is very nice is that Vader's Fist. While you have him pulled up, that cheese with Oppo is nice. I do want to keep in mind, though, that it only works. He cannot die unless Lord Vader dies if there is no GL on the opposing team. I do want to keep that in mind. So this is how you are going to stop Fennec counters. This is what's going to prevent it, and especially with all the bonus protection that's going on and everything, with the cleanses from Mando on that Fennec team. I really believe that this is going to be a team that is going to shake up the meta, I think, even on offensive end, because now you're not going to use him on defense. You have a purpose for him now. That's going to free up another slot for you for GL counters in that aspect.
One thing I do want to touch on with CX-2 is both a blessing and a curse. It was very minuscule in the long terms of things, but Order 66, he can apply it himself, but I don't really have him at 7 stars, so I can't test him with the Opacron that has a lot more Order 66 on it, so we're just delegated to what he could do in his base kit. Therefore saying, he has a special gimmick, and I'll say it's a gimmick because it was on the other Bad Batch team, where he has to hit someone again and again and again. Basically, that's like just how it's phrased. And what do you gain from this? You gain, bonus crit chance and potency, and you also recover health and protection, which is nice for the supportive aspect. But if this guy is 2 stars, he is not doing a lot of critical damage, I'll just say, nor potency, to be honest. He only applies vulnerable, so it's not a huge target. But the real reason you want to target someone relentlessly is with Order 66. You get to apply that, which can't be resisted, which is really great against a Padme that tries to cleanse, against a General Kenobi, against a Cat, right? And there are even reports and videos that I've seen of people using this team in a 3v3 manner to take down a Jedi Master Kenobi, which is excellent. Already with the instant defeat immunity, the stat buffing, these little mechanics here, CX-2 is pulling his weight even when he is barely unlocked.
Yeah, definitely. My favorite part of his kit is the survivability, and just how when you were winning these battles and CX-2 was surviving, when you were about to win, all of your characters had that bonus protection and they were at full health. And I think that's going to be something that is new, as I hinted earlier, that you are going to get some really nice banner recovery, and you're going to be able to get some nice banners in GAC with that survivability from CX-2 and an Oppo with Lord Vader, especially in 3v3, which in 3v3, as Yada was showing in the Omicron, you're getting an additional 100% max health. And that is something that a lot of people are tending to forget. And I really think that's going to be something that is going to help out this team, especially low stars when you release them, because you're only going to have a couple hours before GAC live. So I'm very interested to see the viability of this character at the 2 stars with the Omicron. I'll be doing it. Yada already did it, obviously. So we're going to be able to test out. We're going to see, and we'll keep you posted.
Fellas, if you are a fan of the Grand Arena streams, make sure to tune into the next ones, because my chat and I have decided we will be using this guy on offense. And you bet your bottom dollar that chat will also be influencing what team we get to throw this on. I'm glad. I really want to see this up against non-GLs, against full GLs. I really want to see how Lord Vader's wings can fly now. I really do have faith that there's some sort of foundation here that's been built.
I agree. I will be doing the same thing as well, and I'm very interested to see what exactly it can do. Even if we lose the first time, hey, how is his interaction? How is Lord Vader's durability different? I'm very intrigued to see that, especially the bonus protection and all of that. I want to see what I'm going to be looking for is can he punch up a little more? How viable is Lord Vader with that Omicron on? And the second thing that I'm going to be looking at really closely is what is the banner count, and I'm beating that point home because Lord Vader is a team that just cripples you, fall apart one by one, and then it's Lord Vader by himself. You're getting horrible banners. This is gonna change that, and I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah, same here. I literally cannot wait for the next clone. It's the Disguise Trooper, if I believe I'm right. Important message. Important message. This is an actual important message here. This event, for the Nightfall event, will happen 2 more times, says CG, and it will be confirmed to not be fixed until then. So, if you don't have CX-2, but you want CX-2, for free, go ahead and participate in at least Tier 1 and Tier 2 of the Nightfall event so you can have a chance of getting CX-2 and Oppo for free. Any last words, troopers, to end this off?
Very exciting, very intriguing to see what he's going to do in Grand Arena with 3v3. But what I am most intrigued about is what is Scorch going to add? How are they going to spread the Order 66 more effectively and more quickly? And another thing that I do want to hint, and I want you to give your opinion on after the right before you close out, is Lord Vader's ultimate charge was not that drastically different. I didn't feel as if it was much quicker, dare I say slower. But then I reminded Yoder during testing that Maul is taking 5 turns in a row and doing an AoE. So there's a lot of damage there. So I'm interested to see how the other clones are going to speed that up as well. But I'll let you close it out.
Yeah, so 2 clones in, and we have our 3v3 team. This is what, CG says is the ideal 3v3 team. Comparing this team, verbatim, with Lord Vader, Maul, and Royal Guard, Lord Vader, Maul, and Royal Guard are going to have a faster ultimate time. Bar none. We will see what the Omicron says about that. Maybe who cares about ultimates if you just don't die in general. Maybe that's the overarching strategy between Lord Vader. But nothing too crazy like Maul's back-to-back turns giving him like 30% ultimate charge. It's more reminiscent of like a snoozy Lord Vader lineup without Maul. But we'll see. Maybe the other 2 will change it in the full 5v5 picture. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. And we will also, last thing is, we will also do testing with Grand Moff Tarkin once CG releases the rework.
Yes, any day now.
We will see what he can do with him as well.
Yes, very excited about the future of this team. I think that'll be it for everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Troopers on Break, for joining me for today. I will see you guys in the next video. See you later.